It's we web it. It was. Yeah, we've been quiet.
Oh, I have enough, and there's probably another half dozen in the truck, because, you know.
Such a pack rat that they have all of this excess inventory.
Recording? Oh, why does that say that?
Try closing some applications to improve your audio.
Even 5 times and not see.
Oh, that might be a message to that person who's HP.
But over time, man, you gotta maintain that drain.
What is that?
That's what
Whoever HP is, can you mute yourself, please?
this place.
We're gonna have to manually mute them ourselves.
Right there in the upper right.
Up in the upper right-hand corner. There you go. That's still us, I think.
Oh, okay, let's call the meeting to order.
Let's go.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, do we have any updates on the agenda? Public comment?
It's all right. So, the Green Lantern Solar contract, I was kind of expecting them to be here. They've not provided me an updated contract with our name on it, which is what we need to proceed. They did indicate that they were coming to the meeting, but we'll see how far we get.
And the purpose of them coming, Noah, just refresh, I know we're,
Sure, they wanted to go over that contract, 20-year contract,
Oh.
solar.
the one you sent us.
For the solar credit.
They weren't expecting a decision, were they, tonight?
Yes, they are.
were.
They were,
It is the last night.
and they're not here.
Well, we can still make a decision.
Yeah,
So
but there was
Do
some
we-
changes that had to be made in the contract. I believe.
And they were made, and I sent those along to you guys. I
Yep.
just need their final version of the contract.
That's right. Okay.
But we can still make a decision to sign it, correct? Because it has to be decided tonight.
Correct, and you can authorize me to sign it, and then as soon as I get a hold of them, we'll finish it out.
which is number 12. Okay.
Yep. We have the Newport Hospital letter. Heather sent that over to me. I made a couple of adjustments on that. We have the OLT cabinet. That's the NEK broadband cabinet that's going in behind the fire station now. So it's out of the way of the clouds. It's out of the way of the firefighters. It's in a good location. They believe this is going to work. So as soon as I get an easement over to me, should be end of next week. I'll have that sent over to you guys as well.
Who sends the easement?
Is NEK broadband.
Yep.
Karen Techie with, I forget what the name of her company is, but she does the right of way easements and everything.
Did that space pretty much stay the same size? They just moved it a tiny bit, further away from?
They moved it behind the building now.
Yep.
Oh, it is behind it now?
Yes.
Oh, it's
The
right.
plowing.
Okay,
So it's out of everybody.
gotcha.
School MOU, now that they're done with their meeting, I will get back on that and have that conversation, open up that line of communication. Yeah. We did Memorial Park maintenance.
Did you have any pushback on the MOU? What we presented last time? Were they okay with
They
it?
have been.
No,
I
not
was
you, but
I was handing it off to you guys to approve.
yeah, we did. And you were supposed to go back.
Yeah, but
You
yes,
didn't approve it.
yeah, we did not,
No, instead
No,
we
we
did
did
the
not.
route of
because we.
having the fee assessed.
Last week,
No, we did approve it.
last week we had
We
we
did
had to back out and we went through it and we said, yes, let's go back because of the meeting that we had the week before. The townspeople came to us and basically said.
Yeah, but I don't think we accepted anything. We didn't vote on anything.
Should be in, right?
I believe we did.
Should be in the
In
minutes.
the minutes, it's there.
I believe what we said was take the version that we had temporarily approved the week before. Take that because we want to still have the MOU.
Mhm.
And so we did approve to move ahead with the MOU. That's what
You
I,
did not. You told Noah to, he's working on it with the, that's in the minutes.
yeah, continue working with.
Exactly.
The
But it's
board
not
said,
It has not been approved.
no, but
Well,
it has,
that's what we're arguing. But thank you.
Okay. We had agreed that what was in it, what was in that contract, or not, but the MOU was okay by our standards. And for Noah to go back and continue working, not to change what's in it, but to continue working.
Right. And they've had
So I
some
think
things
we're
happen.
both saying the same thing. I
Right.
guess what I'm saying is,
Yes.
what he has permission from us to go ahead and,
But he hasn't heard back.
I haven't heard
not
back.
from the school.
Correct.
But you did hear from us.
Right.
Working
Well,
on
yeah,
it.
yeah.
He said he's going to the
That's what-
school.
Okay.
but School
what-
had some things.
No,
happen.
I know
They
the school
got,
has.
they got bigger issues than
Yes, they do.
MOUs.
Yeah, way bigger issues.
But you don't need to come back to us for any changes on that. That's what I'm saying. We had,
That sounds good to me.
okay,
Are you guys okay with me signing the MOU on behalf of the town if the school is good with it as written?
I am. There was nothing in the most recent one.
I say, I'll make a motion to have Noah sign the MOU as written. If there are changes, we need to go back to it. Once agreed to by the school.
Okay, I second that motion.
All in favor?
I,
Perfect, sounds good. Memorial Park, Bruce got that taken care of with the Christmas tree, and he also got the bushes there on the corner. Those were trimmed.
can I ask a question on that?
You bet.
Can we make sure that that gets into a regular maintenance schedule?
We can.
That actually looks really good. I'm glad we didn't decide to pull them out. Looks really good.
Yeah, they did a good
nice
job. Bruce did a great job.
Yeah, really
Thank
good.
you, Pierre. Good to give credit to Pierre for the light
Yeah,
and everything
put the
on
lights
it.
on.
Yes.
Took us an hour. Bruce had the lift. It was good.
Always easy with the left.
It is. It really is.
We had the Pleasant Street sign. You guys want an update on that? Here's what they told me. They said that the CPU board needed to be replaced, new radar device installed in it because it was misfiring. They needed to update the Wi-Fi transmitter and software that they originally implemented because it had not been updated. And a new 18A/H battery was added.
That sounds a lot like
Yeah.
their product was faulty. In other words, we didn't update the Wi-Fi, so.
But if it
But
wasn't
we
If it
haven't
on,
paid
wasn't
for it.
working,
Well, I
then it
know it
probably
wasn't-
didn't update.
But it wasn't under warranty, I guess is my.
No.
You guys have had it for too long.
Yeah,
So did we get,
That for
it's been a while.
Fair.
so we had to pay for it.
so did you have a cost on that, what that
That
cost
was-
us to fix that?
It was these papers, I believe it was about
2,000.
Oh,
something
yeah.
like
Oh,
that.
okay. It's in the back, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that anywhere. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And then additionally, I'll be taking this report. It'll be attached to the minutes meeting moving forward.
What is?
This is the town manager report as
Oh,
for the minute. That way you guys can see what's been updated. And then as we're going along, you can kind of keep track and say, well, we're still working on this or we're not working on that. And that's all I have. Okay, any questions?
I asked John.
Do we need to do a software update to the other one to prevent that one from breaking?
They've already
Did
done.
they,
it.
okay,
And
I just want to make sure we're,
they recommend every 6 months we should call them and ask them, hey, does it need an update?
Okay.
If so, spend $100, $200, have them come out and do the update, or they can talk us through it was another option.
I would make sure that gets put in somebody's calendar to do it every 6 months. It's really easy. Like I would just put a reminder in my calendar that says every 6 months, call them. And it just pops up and I don't know who's over signs. But that's the person who I would have them put in their calendar.
Did they give you a cost for that update, to doing the update? No?
Now they,
It may just be like an online update, download
I
software.
could tell you it's a lot brighter now. There's also the blue light in the center's working too.
It slowed me down.
There's
Oh,
there's a new one going into Stratford. Did you see that one?
Mhm.
It's red and blue.
Yeah.
I don't like
Thought
those
there was
ones.
a- thought there was a cop out to me. I was going the other way. Yeah, it's like I look back and there's lots of.
Yeah, it's a.
That's the isn't that portable, that one now?
Yeah, it's a
That's
mobile, it's a
We
trailer.
don't, we can't have any of those.
No, I'm just saying.
Y'all don't know.
Somebody hook onto it and take off, but sure as shit.
Well, that's what happened in the last one.
That's what happened.
Oh, really?
First one you had.
Right where the first
Okay,
one was.
let's do the status of the petition to remove zoning.
So we held the hearing on Monday night. You were there. So I will be putting together the the notes from that meeting, which there aren't many, I mean, there weren't that many speakers, but, and that gets added to the report that the planning commission has already approved a draft copy of. At our next meeting, which is December 2nd, I believe.
Yes.
It will be up to the planning commission to approve that report, and then it will be sent over to the select. And the select board gets to start this process kind of all over again. We're gonna be holding another hearing, and then you guys,
When we do the process, do we also have to send letters again?
we do not. That is the one thing that we don't have. Because that was like $75 in postage.
Right.
So Mike, I was at the meeting that you had very well, and it was nice to hear the people stand up. Myself, no way in hell this town can operate without zoning. You know, I mean, let's be real here, you know? The only thing that I asked of you, and you said that was gonna be performed shortly, that an update on some of the bylaws.
We've been
Yes,
working
we're
on it.
working on
Working on that now. That's, if everybody would just, you know, especially Cathy should understand that, then I think would have been all right, but we definitely need zoning. So as far as all this stuff, it's too bad we have to go through this. We're in the middle of it, but I'll tell you right now, I don't think we have to worry about that because there's no way we can operate this village without zoning. I don't want to look like Charleston. I don't want to look like, you know.
Well, the thing I will tell you is the really huge issue for the town is we are a designated village center, which opens us up. We get priority on every grant we apply for, federal and state. Zoning is a requirement to have that status. If our zoning goes away, so does that. And so does all the grant money that we are very dependent upon. That $4 million in grant money we have for the wastewater treatment plant, we got because we're a designated village. It puts us at the top of the list.
Right.
And we're gonna have the same thing with water. We're gonna have, you know, we're gonna be chasing millions of dollars in funding, and without zoning, we're behind new.
I don't, like I said, I don't.
Town's way bigger than us.
I don't think you're gonna have to worry about that, I hope.
No, I don't think so.
I don't either.
All right, so let's go on to the FEMA obligated funds. 4762.
So I finally closed the December flooding event that we had with FEMA. And the funds that have been obligated to the town are $36,315.84. That's category Z, so administrative time, then also the cost of the equipment, labor, vehicles, all that. Good, so.
Is that the 75% of the cost?
Was that for both instances or was that first?
December 2023.
December.
23. Yep.
Thank you.
So we should be getting that within a month. If we don't, I was told just reach out. I'm actually waiting for the governor's signature on the document. And then that's when funds can be sent.
Any questions on that?
Is any
There
of
was
that
two-
money for any of the people that suffered any damages? That's just for
No, that's just
during the.
Just for.
That's the town.
They went and applied for their own.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So I think the December 2023 individuals damage was pretty minor compared to what happened in July. Like, I mean, it was it was still huge, but
Okay, let's go on to the MERP grant funding obligation.
Yes, so in your packet that you have, there is a document at the very end. This is a standard document.
wait a minute. Well,
I'm looking.
stop.
Okay,
Oh, I'm like, at the end of it is not,
Mine was-
okay, yep, got it.
okay.
And they are on, we received $497,000, I think, in some change in there. So that's the total that we are awarded.
That's the one you did? Yep, okay,
Well, Joel, Mike,
Yeah.
and me
yeah.
all worked on it. But we've got the funds now, and after we sign that, we'll be all set. So I'm looking for the board to authorize me to sign that document to get that over. And then we'll start on those projects sometime in spring, probably early spring.
Okay, can I get a motion to, Authorize.
I move to authorize the town manager to sign the municipal energy resilience program grant agreement on behalf of the town for the total amount of $497,622.40.
I will second.
Is that? what
Wait a
this
minute,
is?
all I'm thinking here. Wondering if they need to authorize it for the whole 501, because we already got the $4,000 previously.
And so there's 501 and there's
Yeah.
497.
I see.
I would change it and just put that dollar amount
Yeah,
in
I
your
got it.
motion.
I got it.
5-0.
Yep, I got it. Okay, so I changed that. I moved to authorize the town manager to sign the Municipal Energy Resilience Program Grant Agreement on behalf of the town for a total amount of $501,000, 622 and $622.40.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just have no look at that.
And additionally, you guys, I'm not sure if you saw it in your packet, but you also have the motions for the select board meeting in case you're like, how do I do this?
Oh,
It's all right in front of you, just in case.
okay.
Because some of them we need to.
So, well, moving right along.
Is that 100% or is there a cost share to this?
It's just, I mean, I remember when we were going through it, it's just about 100% of everything we're asking for. There's a little bit of, we're a little over 501,000, but we actually, it's going to replace the heating system at the depot, which we already put money away for. So we have that match money already.
Okay, so there is a match.
A little, it's not a match. It's
Okay, so
it's overage.
it's more,
What we
okay,
asked for, we didn't get, we only got.
I get it.
Asked for the moon and got just the stars.
Yep.
We got
And
a lot of stars though.
Yeah,
We got a lot of stars. That's
Okay.
in there, they also attach the scope of work so you guys can kind of see, hey, here's what we're going to be doing with that money.
You wanted to see the moon, you had to see his original one because we had all kinds of
Oh.
stuff in there and they were like, yeah, no, you're not gonna find that.
It's a little over 500,000.
But either way, we have grant
Honestly,
money.
When they were telling me, oh, well, we have all this extra money, so let's ask.
I wrote it and why not?
Okay, so let's, the planning commission appointment.
You skipped number 9.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So there were no
Uh,
conflicts with adding one more signer to the accounts. And you checked your list and everything looked okay. Right?
You're on 9.
Number 9.
Let's talk about that for a moment.
Great.
So in small town Vermont, right? A lot of the towns are very small. And so you have kind of the same person doing the same thing, but the board ultimately oversees it, right? While not inherently wrong, it does cause a conflict when it comes to our audit. That I do have to be very upfront with you because when we go to be audited, which we will this year, that's going to be a negative audit finding. We're going to have a solution to that when they present us with that negative audit finding.
What's the solution before an audit finding?
Right now, it's you guys
Yeah.
as the select board. I mean, you approve the payrolls. And I mean, I'm not worried about this because who it is at this point, but procedurally, you should not have all 3 people in the town clerk's office able to sign the checking account because somebody has to be able to reconcile the statements that doesn't have that authority. And the other snag in there is kind of that Andy is the road foreman, which is her husband, and he's bringing in bills that then she is cutting checks to pay. And so, I mean, you guys oversee every check that gets issued,
Right.
but with that, I think it's going to be an issue when we go through the audit. I think they're going to come up and say we have to put some other safeguard, and I'm not sure what they're going to ask for.
So is there an issue if we do not allow Tara to sign?
Ultimately, it makes her pretty much ineffective in the office.
We ran into trouble. We have at least one employee that does not do direct deposit, and Teresa and Lisa were both out, and Tara processes payroll, but she can't sign his paycheck, so he couldn't get paid.
How many do we have now?
Wait, for
Third.
sign the checks?
Yes.
Teresa and Lisa can both sign, but they were both out on the same day.
Oh, okay, so I mean, hopefully
We
they're.
had this issue during COVID, remember when Teresa was in the hospital, Lisa was off with COVID, and we had nobody. And so there is, it's
Can the town manager sign?
That's the one thing is
Cannot do that.
by statute.
All right, yeah, okay.
So was that, Mike, was that brought up because of COVID that we wanted to authorize someone else to sign the checks? And now that Lisa are both back, or?
No. It's just the fact that we ran into it again.
It's
Okay.
happened more than
We
once.
just couldn't get his paycheck because there was nobody to sign his paycheck.
Right.
Hmm.
And that's not the first time it's happened in the last
Okay.
year.
Right.
So can we encourage the one employee to get direct deposit?
We certainly can.
Okay.
I mean, that is up to the board. I mean, I do know most employers.
Some employers
require it.
mandate it.
But
Yep.
that's a board decision, whether you guys want to mandate all employees must have direct deposit.
Well, then there's nobody else. We can't, town manager can't do it and we can't use Terra. So maybe we'll just talk about that direct
Just,
deposit.
The.
For emergencies
the-
only?
For exactly, for emergencies only, when, I mean, we would.
Emergencies only with board approval.
Yeah,
Hey, that might work.
And then you
Sheet
can
only signed if
email
you
us.
guys Approved it.
right.
Because I mean, we really do need to have a
Yeah.
fail safe, because the auditor will, if we have a procedure in place,
Yep.
they'll say, okay, we
Right.
know that this is.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
So how would that process work?
He would-
Through email?
He would email the five of us. We would individually, or he'd email us and then say, call us, because hey, maybe you're not checking your email.
Yeah.
It's an emergency. And then we go in and say, send us, maybe you send us send us the image of what's being requested and we can reply
Yeah,
approved.
Yeah,
just depends on the speed of it, because I know emails are only as good as much as you read them.
Read them.
Right, so,
Phone call would be,
but then he has
Greg might be out of town and he won't have access to his email. Bad
but
example.
usually three of us will have access
Right, it
to
only
our
takes
email.
three of you.
It
Doesn't-
only takes
I mean,
three
if-
of us
And
anyway.
we all, I mean, most of us have phones. We
Yeah.
can get onto our email.
And you
if
guys
needed
know
by
where
our
I
phone.
What?
am.
Generally,
Either
I
here
think that's the way
in
to
the
do it.
office or Florida.
Yeah,
And at the same time, can we, in that motion for emergency, can we suggest that direct deposit be?
We can do that. I would do it as separate.
that would be, that would be,
Separate
that would be an issue, yeah.
Let's start with,
Yeah.
Why don't we have a written procedure first before we make the motion?
In what, the policy?
Written procedure in place
Yeah.
for that emergency.
Well, you can just,
Well,
if
you
that's,
can
if
just
this is your
assume it.
motion, we just make that the procedure.
That's,
You know,
right, that's,
that
you don't need to.
Sarah, your motion could simply be that the board authorizes Tara Martin to be added to the
Mhm.
checking account as an emergency signatory, requiring that board approval prior to any signing takes place.
I'll make that motion.
So board approval will take her from being a liability with.
I know. I'm going to restate it.
We'll
No, no,
adjust it if we have
she's,
to.
Good.
Emergency only though. Mike.
Okay, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, as long as we're not gonna like get caught up, like you said, when we get audited, that's fine.
Let's see. I will make a motion to approve.
Well, you can do I mean,
No.
well, she does do the direct deposit, sir.
Yes. I'm just thinking of all her different roles.
But she was able to pay everybody else that day.
Correct. It was just the
So-
one. She just can't physically sign.
Right. So, yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
okay, so let's have the
figure-
motion
If
for
it
the
doesn't
first.
work, we'll figure it out.
Okay,
I will make a motion to approve Tara Martin to sign checks for emergency use with authorization and oversight by the select board through route of the town manager for emergencies only.
Okay, I second the motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
And you can go
Now,
and
do
watch
we-
the recording to get the exact words.
so do you want, did you want a motion on the, direct deposit?
Do we want to go the route of mandating?
I think it's only going to affect one employee.
I'm in summer employees, but that's easy to set up.
Yeah.
And then-
Some of the casual summer
Well,
employees
Do
may
we
not be
man,
able to have a
do we
banking account.
recommend it or do we mandate it? That's,
My question is, some
That's
of
a
the-
tricky one. I'm most likely, hopefully they would accept it. So maybe we just
Been
talk.
offered for a long time and they said no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
okay,
well,
so some of the summer employees may not be 18 years old.
Right.
Deposits to savings accounts through ACH follow a different process than checking accounts. Most minors do not have the authority to actually have a checking account due to the fact their signature is not legal at that time. So before we mandate it, yeah, their ACH deposits to savings account versus checking accounts are different. So I don't know if we have the ability to do both savings and checking. Okay.
We have full authority. We can have full.
So, but again, you still have some casual, I mean, we could do a mandate to permanent employees and allow your casual employees not to be direct deposit. Because you do have the boat checkers are considered casual. So that would exclude them, which are where you're gonna run into your 16, 17-year-old kids that may not have a checking account.
Well,
They
so
might
then
not
that-
even have a bank account.
That puts us back into the same situation, because if nobody's here, then she can't sign a check.
Again, and if they're
You know what?
already saying, no, they don't want to do that,
I don't,
that could be sticky.
I think mandating it highly
Let's-
encouraged.
maybe highly encourage or recommend.
I mean, I have had an employer that takes
Well,
their charge for getting a
Okay,
paper check.
So,
Mhm.
okay, recommend
They-
it or run the risk of not getting a paycheck when.
Well, and you could-
because-
You gotta be careful with that, because if
Yeah.
you go beyond so many days, beyond the work due, there's a legal period where, from the time that the work has been completed until you are mandatory, and I forget what Vermont is, because I don't have a lot of Vermont.
But you could have biweekly payroll, so I mean, this is
Oh, we're weekly payroll, aren't we?
weekly payroll, that's the problem, is we're weekly payroll, so this comes up a lot.
So if you're gonna choose not to have direct deposit, you need to sign something acknowledging that you're aware that there may be
Maybe you might
instances
get
when
a-
you
Yeah,
have to be
you might
delayed
wait a
pay.
day, right,
It'll be mailed to you in 3 to 5 days.
Right.
Yeah,
or come and get it the next day. I don't know what day payday is, Friday?
it is Friday.
Right.
No,
I
it
don't-
can't be
Thursday.
Friday.
No, payday's Thursday.
Right, Thursday, right.
I don't think people.
Actually, Wednesday, they're all, I mean, I guarantee he picks up a check on Wednesday, because that's when the process.
If
Okay.
they are not supposed to be paid until,
Thursday,
if you're not supposed to be paid until Thursday, even if you pick up your check on Wednesday, you should not be able to cash that check. It should be dated for the correct date.
It probably
dated.
is, but it doesn't matter, the
will
banks,
cash
yeah.
it. Hey,
they
I
don't
used to try that with my staff at stores.
Yeah.
I just hope we don't get, I hope we don't get in a snooze, because it's gonna be 3 or 4 days prior after that.
That's why I'm saying that if you choose, we send something out to every employee, and if you choose,
The one that doesn't.
That's right, the other-
right, every employee without direct
So it's
deposit,
just
right?
one.
That's right.
and just-
Yep.
Right, it happens to be one employee, but every employee without direct deposit has to acknowledge that
Yeah.
There could be.
because they're choosing not to have
Yeah.
direct deposit, that they could have a delay in their pay.
Right, if there's nobody in the office.
Start with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's,
I think that's, I think.
okay,
that's-
so is this the motion?
Well, wait a minute.
Hmm.
No, you need to send a letter to that employee
Yes,
notifying.
well, yes, we know
Yeah.
that, yes.
Okay,
We'll do that.
no, there was no directive, so.
Yeah, let's see.
I
what
say,
he-
is
There was a
that
letter.
something that we have to make a motion on, or is that something we can just give direct?
Not really, you're not.
Not
not
really.
I
changing
say it's not
anything.
changing
No.
anything.
You're
Okay,
providing guidance to the town manager, that's all. You know, this is your guys' feeling.
okay, let's go on. Planning Commission appointment.
Billy Hines.
Oh.
Yes. So,
He expired.
yes. His appointment expired, so we need a reappointment by the select board so he can continue serving on the plan.
Oh,
And he wishes to?
He does.
Yes.
I asked him the other night just to make sure.
He's gotta stay busy, that boy.
Can I ask you, you have a certain amount of time to be on the planning? I thought it was when you're the fire hired.
Here, let's see, Annie, you are up for,
Is it?
let's see, yes, 4 years. You have to get reappointed every 4 years, but for some reason, and
I don't
honestly,
ever
I
remember.
have no idea why the planning commission appointments expire September 1st.
It's weird.
So it's not near
Can
anything
we
else.
change
is that why he hasn't been coming to the meetings?
Probably.
No, I didn't even know it. I didn't know it.
Oh,
Probably right.
when's
I was
mine up?
trying to figure out when I could get off. I was like, oh, am I done soon? And
Am
was
I
like,
done?
September 25.
When am I done?
You are done. Let's see.
Did I expire too?
26. Annie's 27. Annie and
Oh,
Mark are
Annie, yeah.
27.
You get 3 more years.
All right,
Lucky you.
I
Okay.
will make a motion to appoint Billy Hawkins to the planning commission for a 4-year term.
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Get him
Aye.
on.
Okay, so let's go to direct deposit authorization for Brighton Rec.
Yes, it's not really direct deposit. We need to set up so Brighton Recreation for the fishing tournament and pondathon has been using this website called Red Podium for the last few years. It is horrifically expensive. They take 10% of everything that comes in.
Wow,
And you can't get the data out of it. I mean, it's a horrible site. So we've decided to go through our own website. We're going to use our own registration platform, but we have to have a payment gateway. And so we're going to use Square for that. But since you, as the select board, are the fiscal agent, we just have to have your authorization to set up a Square account to accept credit card payments for Brighton Recreation.
The charge is less with Square.
Oh, yeah, way.
Well, yeah,
it's
they
like
wanted
one-
10%.
Yeah, the Red Podium charges 10%.
Red Podium not only charges 10%, they also have, so there's 10% out of what we get for money. But then they also have a $2.50 per you click on it fee.
Oh, wow.
So it's like 10% plus 250.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awful.
I move to authorize Brighton Recreation to open a Square Up account to facilitate transactions and payments for recreational programs and activities.
I second the motion.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
So, all right, now we're at the Green Lantern Solar Contract authorization. So I guess we
Just need a motion.
need a motion for that.
Well, based on what you sent out, the attorneys is, is there any negotiating room for more credit?
We're lucky we're getting what we're.
I say they said that
Yeah.
their credit was, I forgot, I think 7%.
Yeah,
Okay, is that?
Was
pro-
more than current ones are.
Okay, is that property that they're on leased from us?
No,
no,
They
no,
own it.
they own it.
They're there, they're doing their thing.
I
They're
see.
just giving us
You
an
know,
opportunity.
really sad about the meeting when I seen and watching that they, the last time now that we spoke of them or they're speaking to us, they're almost like letting you know that if you don't do this, you're gonna be at the back of the line, but I don't know, I don't see where they're getting all these other competitive places yet to fill their, their spot down there. They're coming to Island Pond saying if you don't do it now, chances
Right.
are you're not,
And just another town will just take the
There,
credit.
so our,
It's just a credit.
yeah.
It
There-
goes on your electric bills and that can go to anybody.
their offer to us expires as of today, and then they go out to other people. They came to us as one of their priorities.
Yep.
So if we say no, we don't want that
Yeah, we're-
5,000 a year,
Go to the back of the
and
line.
we now go to the back of the line.
Pretty-
They are going to be there doing what they're doing, regardless if we accept it or not.
Have we done enough review on this, though we understand it and then
Well,
we're all good with it, everybody?
It doesn't matter, like,
The lawyer's been through it.
and say the lawyer's been through it.
Yeah.
I've looked at what other offers are from other places, because you can only take one.
Yep.
They're less percentage, so this is gonna give us the highest amount of credits. Any credits are better than no credits, but bigger credits are better than small ones. So I am going to go out on a limb here and say that I move to authorize the town manager to sign the Green Lantern Solar contract on behalf of the town.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
When will that take effect?
Or
Once it's signed.
Really, so they're already producing then, or
Yeah, they're like, I think they said they were 2 weeks out from when they were here.
Like,
Well,
Right.
what-
That's why
That's
we're.
why they need it.
that's why it
Need
was pushed.
Huh?
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he voted.
You voted for that
Yeah.
or against that?
No,
For it.
everybody was.
I didn't know there was, I didn't hear.
I missed the,
I.
Okay, so now let's go to the board stance on Newport, oh God, hospital board signatures.
Like we'd hold that over here.
Oh, wait a minute, put that back on.
I'll pass this around for each of your viewing pleasure.
was that sent out to everybody?
No.
I forgot.
The
Well-
town strongly opposes the proposed changes to the North Country Hospital. The hospital is a vital asset to the communities it serves, including ours. Rural Vermont already faces significant challenges, particularly in assessing emergency services, and these changes would only separate the situation. North Country Hospital is located 23 miles from Island Pond, approximately a 36-minute drive in emergency situations. We understand all too well how critical every minute can be. The next closest facility, Upper Connecticut Valley Hospital in Colebrook, is 30.5 miles away, a 39-minute drive through a route known for large wildlife such as moose. Another option, Northeastern Vermont Regional Hospital in St. Johnsbury, is 31.5 miles away, requiring a 45-minute drive. During Vermont's harsh winters, the route to Newport and North Country Hospital is not only the most direct, but also the safest for our residents to travel. When speaking with Brighton residents, the overwhelming majority indicate that North Country Hospital is their preferred healthcare provider. Additionally, the town of Brighton's contracted ambulance service primarily transports patients to North Country Hospital for medical assistance. The closure or significant reduction of services at North Country Hospital would also have broader economic implications. Several Brighton's residents are employed by the hospital, and its closure would force them to seek employment elsewhere, further impacting our already fragile local economy. In a time when rural communities are underserved and struggle to access basic health care, it is imperative to preserve the few services we do have. The Brighton Select Board urges you to reconsider the proposed changes to North Country Hospital and explore alternative solutions to ensure and continued provision of essential services to northeastern Vermont towns. Thank you for your time and attention to this critical matter.
On the back, there's an area for each of you to sign.
You
That
guys
was-
okay to sign this?
Absolutely. I make a motion to authorize the board to sign the Newport Hospital letter.
Second,
Second.
And
all in favor?
Aye.
aye. Okay. So pass it.
It's a wordy letter.
Thank you, Heather, for sending that.
Hit all the key points in my mind. Okay,
All right. So are we okay to get going while you're signing or?
Go ahead,
All right.
go on.
November performance evaluation.
Let Heather take the reins on that.
On a 14-page document. I believe Noah sent this out to everybody by email as well in a editable PDF. You have a hand printed document here. I believe the route that we want to do is have everybody kind of go through it on their own. Make comments, things, whatever, and then schedule a time for us as a board executive session to come together and go over this so that we can compile that final one eval from the whole board to Noah. My question is we have some pretty long, especially with budgeting and all that, we have some pretty long meetings. Do we want to do them executive session after this, or do we want to pick a different date and time?
I say a different date and time.
Yeah, different date.
Okay, any preferences? I have to be after 4 PM. Well, after 4:30 preferably. Unless it's the weekend.
So you want this all done and this whole thing written out in an executive
No,
session?
you're gonna
You're
fill
gonna
out
do it at
first.
Go to
home.
home and then bring it.
Right.
And then bring it in,
Yeah.
and chances
And
are
then we're
we are
just
going to
gonna
have to meet
review
and go
it.
through
Yeah,
one or
that's gonna
two
take some time.
segments.
Yeah, so you're talking about the special meeting? not-
Yeah, we'd
Yeah.
have to do it
End
at a
of
special
meeting.
meeting
Okay.
or do it at the end of our
Yeah. I mean,
meetings, but I think our
we don't
meetings are
wanna-
already,
yeah, and it has to be done by December 31st. So
the goal is December 31st.
I thought I saw somewhere it said February.
Last year's evaluation did not get given to him until February. The goal is to get it, this evaluation period is January 1 to December 31.
But I
So-
read where it was, yeah, it had been done in February. All right, I mean, I got no problem. Yeah, we got plenty of time to get her done. I hear you.
All right, so what, do we want to
the next
put it,
select board meeting is the 4th.
we don't want to do this.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's the 4th. So do we want to go on the off weeks?
So the 11th is rec meetings for me.
Or whatever, I don't
What's
care,
that?
just not.
The 11th?
The third Wednesday of the month is a recreation meeting.
Yeah.
I can't do Wednesdays.
The
people.
third-
It doesn't have to be Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just letting you know.
So
I can do any day.
Yeah,
Mondays if we'd have to be done by 6 because I have,
Circuit train?
yeah, that's what that's called.
Perfect.
That only gives us an hour.
The third Monday.
It
because-
has-
about Tuesdays.
Oh, no.
Tuesdays, okay?
The third Tuesday of the month is the water board.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
third
but-
Tuesday, but
Oh, what about? the
Other
second
Tuesdays
Tuesday?
are okay.
so
But
Tuesday the
next
10th?
Tuesday's not good because I'll never give me time to do that.
Yeah, we could do Tuesday, the 10th would be good. Tuesday, the 3rd, I'm having knee surgery, so I will not if you guys want to go ahead that day, but,
Yeah, don't try to
I'd
get out
prefer
of
to be
that.
there.
The tenth?
December 3rd, December 10th as the
Mike?
first meeting at,
I tell you, I've got appointments too, and I haven't looked that far down the line. I'll try to be, for the time being, let's go for the 10th, okay?
What
And
time?
I can let,
What time? What time?
no earlier than 4:30.
Okay,
4:30?
so let's say 4:30,
4:30 on Tuesday, December 10th
10th. Okay,
is our first meeting.
okay.
Perfect.
Noah, can you do the warning for that?
Yeah.
Um,
No earlier than 4:30?
No, it will be 4:30.
They've set that 4:30.
and I mean, if you guys have questions on the thing, well, I guess you could ask.
Well, if we do, we can email you separately. We don't have.
Say, as long as the whole, if you, yeah,
This.
what am I
Sorry.
calling that? Not 4:30 in the morning, 4:30 in the afternoon, right?
Well, I like military time.
Yeah, my phone, it converts back every once in a while because it has a conniption.
Is not till 4:30 in the morning. Okay. What's next?
Any orders?
Oh, there was a note on there. Can you
Oh,
hand me that note real quick? Thank you so much. Teresa wanted you guys to know, do not freak out, the education tax that was paid, so that's like $1 million.
Yep.
it's a big number.
Yeah, and the appropriations were paid out as well, so that was also something to know, so.
Okay.
Just so you're aware.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's no way of collecting the taxes, the education tax and not paying it.
Funny is they always get paid first.
Yeah, I would say, why do they get paid first?
Taxes, it's on the town to absorb all of the delinquencies. Education gets paid 100%.
It's kind of a,
So basically, the town has to cover everybody who doesn't pay
Yeah.
taxes.
Yep, VLTC, I get their weekly updates, and and I couldn't get into it because my login was screwed up. Tax sale.
Yes, yeah, I saw there's a seminar or something coming up.
Yeah, I think we need somebody there.
Is that the 1%? Is that the 1% tax?
We should probably reach out.
No, this is delinquent property tax.
Delinquent
Delinquent property tax
I
sale.
say, who's our current, it's now losing, right?
Lucy.
Yeah.
But she probably should, we should reach out to her.
They
and have
probably have an
her-
online attendance too.
Typically.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So I'll make it easier. Can you reach out to Lucy?
Yes.
Order from this.
Sure. I'll take it.
yeah, when was that date you said was the last date, the bids on that, table?
It's
Remember?
already passed.
Oh, it had been.
November 13th.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yep.
13.
What was the consolidated communications one? Is that the cable bill?
Consolidated phone.
Oh,
At. Well, where else do we have consolidated still? Comcast.
well, they had that meeting a couple weeks ago and I wasn't sure if we had whatever that big press conference was. Sure if there was anything we could.
We don't use them much.
I think it's just the fax machine for the police station. Yeah, they only use the phone.
No, back on the 2023, the 23 December disaster FEMA funding, we got $36,315.84. So we had $145,263.36 in costs.
No.
75% is grant.
Yeah.
We received 75%.
Of our costs.
of our cost. And so that would have made the total would have been,
So increase the number that we got by 25%. So multiply by 1.25.
36.
Well, 36.
So it's like 45,000. Somewhere in the range of 45,000.
Because it's just a handful of culverts.
We'll provide you a quick update. The water and sewer board last night did authorize rejecting one bid we got from the wastewater treatment plant. We're going through that and it'll be going out for.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Now you have to put them all back in order.
They fell in order.
close enough.
We didn't accept their bid.
Oh, no.
We started.
Thank you, dear.
At least it wasn't the big one.
The engineers are going through and.
And paper
What
clips.
did they change or?
Thank you.
What
Carefully,
make
carefully.
someone else to do it? They're re-looking at some of the sludge removal scope that was in the general contractors. Two of the companies dropped out in the bidding process because they didn't like timelines and stuff like that. So the engineers are going back and reworking some of that. See if, because it would, I would think it would be worthwhile to rebid it. Hopefully
sure.
we get three bids this
I was
time.
gonna say, so you go.
Yeah, we'll take as many as we can get, but we got one. And they knew they were, you know, it's industry talk, so.
They definitely.
Well, they're all getting prices from the exact same supplier.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they're like, oh, yeah, well, no, they aren't getting a bid. They've dropped out. So they knew who was bidding and who wasn't.
Was there a time frame on those bids, Mike?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, we're supposed to start in the spring. I mean, we have to start in the spring.
And we only had one bid?
We only got one bid. And so, yes, and it was, it made our project total $9.3 million, which is,
A lot more than we expected.
we actually, Joel and I met with we have a consultant that the state has provided all the towns to kind of help get through the financing parts of all this stuff. And she was even a little shocked when she looked at because we have to do this budget report for USDA, where it showed our original bid for the wastewater treatment facility was $3.756 million. And that included replacing the Pleasant Street pump station, fixing our other pump stations, and doing the town hall sewer project. We're all in that 3.756 million. And now we're at 9.3. She's like, that's just like unheard of.
Well, I mean, it's unheard of prior to this world that we live in,
Mm-hmm.
but in this world that we live in, and I hate to tell you this, but it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they really didn't want the job and that's why they did it. That happens too. I just thought, it did before, bidding a long time.
We went through this, that was the same company that bid on Pleasant Street Pump Station. It came in with a very high bid on that too, which we also rejected. And we went back out to rebid it. We got a way better to bid on. Still expensive, but.
What's the $1,000 charge or payment, $1,100 payment for area agency on aging?
It was their
That's their
appropriation.
appropriation.
In your budget, you have the appropriations where we contribute to. People have come in, they've gotten signatures, they get put on there, on the budget.
Those are the one that's
At the end
28.
of the budget.
Yeah, where you
Okay.
guys were,
Sash and.
Okay.
yeah, all those.
Yes, it's what's, supports your community. And so those places actually come to town and do services here.
So we benefit.
Yes, we
Yes.
do benefit.
Yes.
And so, yes.
So the area agency on aging does provide us the instructor who I'm actually working with right now who provides the Tai Chi. They also provide a multitude of services to the residents as far as like, they help with helping choose with Medicare, Part B, B, C, whatever else that is. Like, they provide a number of services for the seniors.
There's a whole bunch of those on there.
But there are some that don't.
There is only one.
And I'm not opening Pandora's box.
There's only
some
one
that
on
don't.
there that I don't,
Yeah,
that I know of that does not provide the services.
But is it on there yet? Because it has to be on it and it didn't get on
And
last year.
it got on last
we got
year,
on last year.
It did.
and they're actually out petitioning again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I saw it.
And I hope the heck it's not for an increase in it. I really would love to see them get that and submit it.
So those have to be approved at the town meeting
Yes, sir.
or removed.
Or removed at the town meeting, yes.
Okay.
And it's a long
Yeah.
process, right?
But if we're, I mean, I don't think they can
I
just
mean,
remove
if we're
them.
not
in the
getting
town.
any benefit out of it, then we're wasting money.
I think, yeah. We
The
have to
thing
go-
is, you would do that at this stage and you're working on the budget, you would, if you're gonna take somebody out of your appropriations, you have to let them know, because then they can go.
Then they can go get signatures again and get back on.
And it has to
Right.
be warned
And that particular.
And I wouldn't, that really, it would have to be
for the town
warned.
meeting,
No.
right?
No,
If
no,
we're
because it
voting
goes- it
it.
goes in the
in your
budget. It
This
goes
is
in
the
the
budget.
budget. So the way
No,
that
if
this
we're
will work,
removing it.
if you're
Well,
removing
You're
it,
taking it out of the budget.
you are, you can remove it from the budget.
Yeah.
But you should notify those people that you are removing them, because the town's
Right.
ongoing policy has always been, once they've gotten the signatures to get that appropriation, town leaves it on there unless the town decides to take it off, but they notify them, because then they can go back and they can get 50 signatures and they can have themselves put right back on.
And I say, and it's hard to say, pick and choose. It's gotta be an all or nothing.
Yeah.
There's time frame.
Say,
There's time frame for that.
so.
That-
all
You're
of
gonna
the
have to make that
appropriations-
decision
Right.
pretty quickly here.
We
You know,
would
if there's
need-
ones that you want, because they only have until like January 15th to submit. It's kind of whatever the,
Submit petition.
because you guys have to, if you're running for reelection, we'll have to gain signatures again, because you were both 1-year terms.
Right.
And so it's the same deadline.
None.
So if we're gonna remove, we have to remove all
All of
or
it?
none.
No,
To go through
No, I
and
don't
pick
believe
and
that.
choose.
I don't believe that.
But
You're
then
gonna have to show me documented evidence that,
it's not an evidence thing. It's, you need to be consistent. If we're gonna go through and say, I don't like that organization, I'm removing it. I really think to be transparent, you have to be consistent. If you're gonna evaluate any of them, you need to evaluate all of
oh,
them.
of course.
Evaluation, yeah, but.
Yeah, but we don't,
And-
what you were saying
It's,
was
I
we
would-
had to
I
do
would blanket.
approve or blanket all out of the budget, and I don't believe that.
I would be very cautious about picking and choosing which
What I
one.
would recommend is, if you're gonna remove somebody,
Mhm.
to have some.
Justification.
You can't just because you don't like the organization, because.
And
that-
then that was a poor example, because no, you don't do that.
Right,
I
but
don't
it-
like that organization.
An organization that isn't.
If
contributing-
the organization provides
Right.
no benefit to the town, then they should be removed.
And you have to be careful because this,
Send them a note and say, you know,
Yeah,
we've removed your appropriations. I mean, you can wait and let them find out, but
no, I would, no,
and if it's the organization, I think
no, and.
they do
let me make-
provide services to the town through the school,
Okay,
which the school also gives the money.
right. There's some, because people are listening. I don't want to be put on record or implied that either I don't like an organization or don't want to notify them. No, we will do the process. But if there's no benefit to this town, then I would vote they be removed.
To me, the biggest thing that I would put on record is that the budget that we're in this year and next year, based on the floods, based on all of the events that have happened, we are in a very constrained environment at this point. So in my mind, if we used anything as a foundation, it would be to ensure that we are getting the monies across to the right organizations for budget purposes, not anything else. That's what I would say.
Mhm.
And that's what obviously I'm being recorded. But, you know, it's not about an organization. It's about an organization coming to us and basically saying, if you do this, this is what would happen.
And they generally do that each year.
They do,
They
generally.
do provide you guys, a report. I mean, most of the organizations send us a report. They start coming in about this time of year.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we always, I mean, when you see your annual report.
Yeah.
Those are those reports that are in the back. We just can't put all of them in.
Yeah.
You know, because it costs money for us to reprint those in here. So
Yeah,
we kind of pick the ones that are most near and dear to the town's heart that they care about.
What benefit do we get from the Vermont Symphony?
They actually do a symphony thing for the kids from the school. That's why that
Okay.
is on there. And
Okay.
I can tell you, we
They
we bring the symphony to town every summer.
Mhm.
And they didn't used to come here.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a well-attended event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very well
This
attended
is
event.
like the second.
That's
this is the
fourth year we've had it.
yeah.
why we asked, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and you
Well,
know,
it's our job to look at the budget to ensure that we're spending.
it is.
Right.
What I will say, you do have
It's
to make
nothing
sure,
against
just
that.
because you don't know about an organization, though, you do need to kind of find out because there's other people like
No, of
if
course,
you're not
of course. One's in
area
defense.
agency on aging's a great one. You're not of that age, you don't know what they do.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so you do have to talk to people that do use them.
Mhm.
Pretty close.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty close to the age or pretty close to
Hey.
the agency?
You want to talk to me
And the
about
other
it?
thing you may want to go through is
Only what?
make a list of the ones you don't know who they are.
Right.
Because like on here,
Same
we
way as
have
you
the
might report
NEK
it.
Youth Corps. And everybody goes, well, what's that? It's Northwood.
We'll be going through,
Right.
we'll be
And-
going through this budget again, correct? Yeah, together, we're all gonna be sitting down.
Oh,
More
constantly.
than once, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Let's,
There's a lot to be said about that, yes.
Pay orders.
Thank you very much. If I can drop this one,
I wouldn't do it with that pile.
gonna be very careful.
And some of these are like very,
Gene, number 18 is approve the minutes, but it's after the executive session. Can we do that before?
You sure?
Yeah, okay. So maybe we could do that.
You wanna the minutes?
I don't.
Yeah.
I think you need to.
No, I mean,
You're the
you
chair.
want to.
I'm not trying to do your
Okay.
job.
Does somebody want to make a motion to approve the minutes of the previous meeting?
Since they're all recorded, I make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting as recorded.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Well, let's go to 19 then.
For
Nice try.
about 16. Okay.
Hmm.
Haven't gotten there yet.
See, your signature and my signature oddly look alike.
Minutes.
Really?
Minutes are.
Yeah,
to
'cause
approve.
that looks like an H and an L.
So people are paying attention.
That's a G in there.
Also looks like an H and an L,
Oh,
because I tend to cross my
Ah.
H's like this.
You're secretly like.
That's what-
you should know it.
But seriously, I look at this and I actually think I see my own pen scratching sometimes.
In the military, you sign your name so many times. I just went.
Oh, my brother's is like a C and that's it.
Rubber stamp.
I'm not. I wasn't an officer.
All the Adobe signings, because I just have my signature, drag
Like-
it, throw it on everything.
I'm like adopt my
I don't Sign
signature.
anything. It's all
Yeah, yeah.
digital.
Yeah, I know. I have a nice writing.
Oh, if it doesn't take a digital signature, I don't want to sign it.
When the anthrax shots were being, I didn't sign for an anthrax shot. Oh, yes, you did. They just pointed out very quickly.
Didn't matter if you signed for it or not, you were getting it.
Exactly.
Mm.
Get anthrax.
I think
Monkeypox.
you're
Still
gonna
working on the
design
other
this
two.
little-
The monkeypox. Oh, I ended up spending 72 hours in our office. with My stepdaughter. Yeah, never mind.
You're like, oops.
Yeah.
Guys can go ahead, you can, oh, you're waiting just for the, then we're going to.
Waiting for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Everybody's staring at you, Mike. They're all waiting. on you.
Are you feeling alive?
I just don't want to drop this file.
Say, I can take my papers off
There's
your
a
papers.
lot of checks in
I
there.
dropped this one.
Yeah, I'm like-
Yeah.
Packages of 3 or 2.
Two. You want to sign something out?
The second one's really big. Oh,
Yeah, that's a big one.
oh, the other one, a lot of checks, so we don't have to look at the checks, I guess, just look at the.
Additionally, we talked to Teresa today. What we're going to work on is the Thursday before every meeting. If the board would like to come up and review the papers in advance, they have every opportunity to. And we'll be open to 5, and you guys can certainly do that. So you'll have Thursday, you'll have Monday, you'll have Tuesday, you'll have Wednesday morning up until our 5 PM meeting. So just want to let you guys know that opportunity is available. We thought about maybe we could scan them and then, no,
No, God, no,
that won't work.
Mhm.
no, that's a good idea, though.
But we'll have it in advance for you.
Excuse me.
Squeeze you out. I know you. All right.
I'm talking to you, Pierre. How much did the foosball table go for? That's quiet?
I'll discuss that later.
Okay,
It's in our meeting. It's in our minutes
okay.
for the recreation.
The food.
What's the big, what's the secret?
I'll
Okay,
discuss
so,
it at a recreation meeting or with you in personally.
no, I just,
after this
it's
meeting.
not a biggie. All right, yeah, sure.
However, if anybody wants some raffle tickets for the Ethan Allen side table, it is a beautiful table. It's about this big. And it's table size.
It's actually quite a nice table.
Oh, the round,
It's
Yeah, it's
it's
actually really pretty.
Where is it?
Ethan Allen.
right now it's in the basement. It is waiting to be like it's
And you can.
and
buy
that's
them
how big it
online.
is. You can buy it online for $1,300 if you'd like to, or you can buy a raffle.
No.
ticket for 10.
You can buy the raffle tickets online.
Yeah, you can buy the raffle tickets online too.
Good God. Hmm.
See, you have it.
Try to share that with our business. I don't know if it
You
worked.
did.
There's the
did.
top of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that
Can
is
they
nice.
scan this QR code? That's.
I don't know.
Took a picture.
I don't know, but
It's
if.
2 feet in diameter.
Here's the whole.
It is a
There's-
beautiful table.
Still comes through. The link still comes through.
Okay, good.
The QR code.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Mm.
And Ethan Allen donated it to us, so now.
I can't, I haven't.
No, no.
Money that way.
Have it sent to Sue. So you can start
Hurry
the
up,
other business.
hurry. She's rushing you along.
Should not be the uncle in the tent.
Okay, I'm not gonna look at all the checks, because that's just a waste.
That's the good name.
Everybody's going through it.
Oh, pop. Let me just pop.
That was me popping. That was me relocating my knee that was dislocated. And
I
Greg,
just saw it go.
Greg may be sick.
I saw it go.
I was talking to Teresa and she broke all the bolts that were in her leg, you know, titanium bolts that they snapped them all.
Who's that?
But Teresa, that's why she had to go back to
Yeah,
surgery
she had
again.
surgery again. Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
To walk this
She
off.
snapped them?
Yeah.
She didn't even know what happened though.
Yeah.
She said
that's
she
what
had no
was telling
pain.
me. That poor shit. Oh, that's terrible. God,
I have empathy pain.
yeah.
Remember, Greg, that's the good name.
Yeah.
This is fire.
Mm.
Validated.
That's what you're going for surgery for, to get that thing fixed?
No, the other
The other
one,
knee.
the other one's getting replaced. The one that just dislocated is the good knee. Don't ask. Apparently do not.
That's the good one.
Mhm.
Nice.
Do not trash your body when you're young. That's that one, the good one will swell up too.
27 years in the military, jumping out of 5 tons and deuce and a half.
Yeah.
Not to mention jumping out of an aircraft. No. Yeah. My knees are. not-
Okay. Here we are.
They wouldn't take
They're
it.
in order, I already saw it, I'll hear about it.
No.
We'll blame it on Mike.
You can blame it. No, I didn't drop the big.
We're gonna blame it on you anyways. Okay, so anybody, other business?
So I do want to touch base quickly on another business. And we kind of talked about this at one point a long time ago, but I have seen an increase of people who are not residents using the recycling center. And it just seems like every time I go down there, I see people that don't necessarily live in town. the recycling center has a cost to us. Whether it's labor, utilities, everything else. It's got a sign that says it's for residents. And I think that we need to look at finding a way to determine who is using it from other locations, and is there a need to reach out to some of the towns that don't have those services and are having their residents come here, help support some of the costs for that building and that function. Because there are definitely people that are not residents that are, and I mean, I'm not saying like non-residents, I'm saying people who don't even own property in town.
Right, I was gonna say.
That come and use the recycling center, and whether we, like, there's waste management district fees, there's the labor costs, there's the utilities for the building. We just had to put an addition on because we were using more space than what was allowed in that, like, we needed more space because of the volume. I think it's time to really figure out how to do that. And I don't know what the best way is, but I think it's something that as a taxpayer, we shouldn't be paying for services to other towns.
It's gonna be a hard thing to do, but I understand what you're saying. What about if we get everybody that's a citizen, a resident of Island Pond, come up here and get some kind of a sticker to put on their car?
I say Newport, I reached out to Newport provides, like, the city of Newport, to use their recycling center, you have to get a business card from them that has a verification on it. Sheffield uses window stickers and your thing, but without making sure that somebody's watching to make sure everybody's a resident,
That's the other problem.
which,
It could be rough.
it can be rough, but right now when I go down there, you go in and everybody just pulls in every which way. Like, I mean,
It might deter them a little bit, Heather, if we could get a sticker on people's vehicles, you know, that are residents of Island Pond, it might,
Maybe have a
or hanging
poster
tags.
size of the size of the sticker, so when at the entrance, if you don't have this, then you cannot
Enter,
enter.
exactly.
and choose a
Unless-
date to make that, like, enforced, obviously, and so we can, I think it's an important step.
I do too. I think it's about time.
We could try that, like, I don't know, unless you want to just show a card, but I mean,
I say, it's gotta be something that's visible.
like a
Blaze
sticker.
orange business card with Brighton recycling
Yeah,
stamped on it. I mean, let's keep it, you know, economical.
Well, you don't want a business card.
It could be, a window status
They
sticker.
could just pass that on.
They will.
Yeah,
That
they'll
is
just,
Share the.
I think
I think a
it's
sticker, like,
a window static sticker with our logo,
right,
and it, like, I mean, big enough that it goes in your window and it's visible as you pull in. Because let's face it, we only have one person down there. And if the person is off running around,
Can't check everything.
they can't check everything, but I mean,
having to come up to sign for one as a resident, that'll deter them, the people that are, you know, using it illegally, that'll deter them.
It'd be a circle one. We ran into this problem in my own town. And what we did is it was fluorescent orange. And you put it in the right-hand corner
right.
and it was visible. And you had to come up to get one, but keep in mind, that's a cost to get those stickers.
you can say, I've already looked at the cost of those, and
Throwing that out there, I'm all for it.
depending on how much, it was between a penny and 3 cents per sticker.
I don't know what it was, I'll tell you.
Because I looked at a couple different sticker options.
Since I,
What if we sent it out with, the mailing, you know, for the year, for the tax year? In other words, I think it should have 23, 24, 24, 25, and then every year it has to be, so that way you know it's for that year and it's not a previous year. But we have to mail out something to the residents of the town. I think
Yeah, so we can't
Property
really
taxes.
make them come up here and get.
Or-
that's the hard part, so I'm thinking,
Or
mail it.
down there. Bruce has a giant board. Effective such and such date, you must have this sticker,
Oh, yeah, that's the information.
Right, but they have to come get it.
and this is how you obtain it. Because postage is a lot of money.
Right,
Well, that's why I was saying take advantage of what's already going out.
right.
every envelope that's already going out, property tax as an example, that has to go out to each of the residents of town.
Like that's already gone out for the year. Like we won't have another, like the water bill is gonna be the only,
The water, but not everybody gets
the
them.
water bill is gonna be the only mass mailing that we do.
And I don't get a water bill.
Right.
Right, not everybody gets a water bill.
I think putting it where it's used, like we have,
You could
Obviously.
you could do it a little like kind of like we switched to the annual report, you know, you could make it, people have to come up and get it, because not everybody's gonna want it. I mean, you could send it to, but there's people who don't go to the recycling. center.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, I have a dumpster.
And
so.
so people come up, if they can't get up here, they call in and they ask, I want a sticker. We can verify that they are a resident. You're mailing it to the address that's on file with the town. And, you're probably not gonna be mailing that many. Most people come up here, they all come up here to pay their taxes. We saw 1 million of them in here yesterday.
let's say, and I mean, I would think that we as like whatever day we choose as the enforcement day, that would be a day that maybe we want to be down at the recycling center to help verify that everybody's got their stickers on, and if not, go through the process to assist.
I would say you'd
Groups.
want somebody the first day that you're doing that.
The first
you're gonna
few
have A lot of
days.
people are gonna be angry and, what do you mean I can't bring my stuff here anymore?
And
And
if you have that on the bulletin board, which, that's a warning already, so they should know
Right.
that
Right.
next time they come, they.
Yes, exactly.
Or don't.
Yeah.
come.
and I would think that could we make this maybe a target date of doing that? Is that January?
I think January.
New year, new.
January 1st.
But we could put a notice in there that this is going to happen the first of the year.
Right,
Well,
that's
put
what
a-
we're saying. It's on his big board. We're gonna
Put it
put a
on the board.
notice.
Well, because I'd say we could put it in the annual report too, with an explanation.
They won't
And-
have that annual report for January 1st. We could make it effective to after town meeting day.
Yeah, well, not everybody
That's
reads
a-
that report.
Yeah, I
That's a long
know.
way from here.
I think having a notice at the recycle center.
Yeah, that's
And-
who's going there.
And then another one, as you enter, residents only, whatever. And
Don't you pull in there for recycling? Yes, I know, but people who are paying to bring their trash might be coming in too, and I'm just pointing out that people might be coming in just to bring trash and not using
If they're-
recycling.
They're buying.
They're buying, that's the other thing.
tape. They're buying a sticker.
Are we
So-
positive
Yeah.
that people are putting stickers on all of that? That's a big concern to me is that,
Yeah.
Or they're paying for one and taking the other one.
yeah, that's where they're walking, they've got one. So I think we need to make sure that the person working, I know there's a lot going on. I think that's
There
where
is
we
a lot
need
going
to
on.
provide support in saying that, narrow that up. You're gonna have to come in an organized manner. You can't just come in all willy-nilly.
you're right.
And you need to make sure that we're checking, you're giving us the time to check your bags. And by us, I mean the employee. And make sure that those things have bags, like every bag has a sticker and the correct sticker. If you're putting in a bag of bowling balls, the sticker's by weight, like, I mean, it's size of bag, but it's mainly for weight. So we need
So you're
to,
gonna allow out-of-towners to do that?
out-of-towners can buy stickers, I
Right,
would
that's what
say.
I'm saying.
But that is all you can do is use your sticker.
Okay.
You cannot also recycle and do other things unless we want to establish a fee for recycling.
Lower.
Give me $50 a year, $100 a year.
If you're not a town resident,
That's right.
you can't bring your trash there, you can't bring your recycling.
That's what I was
That
just
would be
saying. Why,
easy.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Could be held.
If you don't have property in town, or you're not a taxpayer, whatever, or, yeah.
Well, there's
Right.
both. I
Yeah,
mean, you
exactly,
can
right.
serve both. You
Yeah,
have
right.
residents
Right.
and you have
Exactly,
taxpayers.
right, but
because-
I mean,
Property owner
If
resident.
if you're from Lindenville, you cannot bring your trash.
I guess I'm also thinking about the camps too, right? So that was also really effective, but they're not residents and they don't necessarily own property.
But those campsites have dumpsters.
Yeah,
Like the campgrounds,
The
the
campground.
campgrounds all have dumpsters.
They
Yeah, so it's both State Park and Morris's have their own trash system.
I believe our big increase in the summer down there is from people who have second homes here, they
Yeah.
actually own private
Property.
camps. They're not part of the camp.
Yeah.
Well, they can get a sticker.
But they,
And they
got-
do.
but they, and they do
Yeah.
get stickers.
And they're property owners slash, they're
Yeah.
either a property owner or a resident.
Yeah.
Because a resident includes somebody who's renting. Yeah.
That's right,
so I mean,
because the owner is paying.
Yeah.
And just so I can summarize, so it's straight in my head. Effective date, January 1st, 2025.
Mhm.
Okay. We want an increase to the size of the sign, make it a little more, so people can
Visible.
see a little more visible, right? It's kind of a brown-ish, it's hard
the
to
current
see.
sign that says residents only.
Yeah.
How big
Is that a
the sign?
handwritten
'Cause
thing?
We can print tabloid size here and we can laminate tabloid, so.
If you want to see it, it's pretty clear.
Right.
Maybe it's a matter of just putting
We can make it look nice.
a new
And then-
sign that says residents only on the gate you have to drive
You'd
by.
be surprised
Exactly.
word of mouth that'll get around to. Don't you worry, the people are gonna, but let's let it go.
Maybe a
It
bit.
might take a,
Orange thing on it.
might take a month or two to implement it.
Yeah.
But Well,
Yep.
it'll work eventually.
And then we want residents to come up here. Is that my
And
understanding?
get their identifier.
Yeah.
We also need to find an identifier and get the cost.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Adds up.
How are you gonna treat people that are renting but not on the checklist and don't own property? How are they going to?
So
Great side
the same way,
resident.
the same way that other places do, which is show me your mail or your utility bill,
Okay.
and it's specifically a utility bill. Because like if you look at today with the real IDs, in order to get that stupid little star on your driver's license, you had to furnish 2 pieces of mail with your address and prove both your physical and
Well,
mailing
I think
address.
he's saying somebody like is renting a home.
Airbnb rentals, they got
Mhm.
side pickups, outdoor side street pickup. That's what they do.
Oh, they do?
A lot of them do that.
Well, a lot of them don't. do
Well, if
that,
they're
Because
Airbnb.
But that's still-
they'll come in and get a trash sticker
Yeah.
from me. Or
So the
sometimes we
Airbnb
just don't
owners-
Leave it to the owner.
The owners leave them as the owners
Yeah,
pick it up.
Take care of it. Yep.
yeah,
And
right, usually. Or they
Then-
tell the, yeah.
are we charging for this sticker? I know it might just be a couple.
No.
Okay,
Taxpayers.
Yeah,
All right.
Trash stickers they pay for.
Right.
Identifying stickers they do not.
Did you
stickers for
decide on the color?
I think we need to look at what the options are and have Noah send those out to us.
Blaze orange or
Something bright.
neon green,
Maybe next meeting, though.
something neon.
If you have time, present
All the
something
options.
to us, yeah.
Yeah.
That way we can see what it looks like.
Okay, so are we all done with the trash?
That's all I had on other business.
Okay,
Well, just let me add that there are a lot of people, remember, around the town that depend on us because they don't have any other options. So I think that idea of charging a fee to let them use our recycling would be a good idea because, people on 10 Mile Square, what are they gonna do? They're gonna drive to Newport to recycle?
They can also use trash haulers. They can pay their trash hauler to pick it up.
That's
But
what they
you
do
could-
anyways.
You could charge them a fee and get them when they come in for a sticker, just charge them money.
It's just more work for that poor guy that's down Bruce already. He's busy down there, Joel.
No, they would come here and be able to pay $100 to get the identifying, you're
Oh, to
okay.
buy a sticker, to get a,
They actually have to come here because Bruce cannot take money, only the treasurer.
Like they would come here and pay the town $100 for membership, for lack of a better term.
so there's no
recycling.
drop box down there anymore?
He can't accept
There was at one time, but there wasn't.
for NEK when NEK rubbish was there,
Okay.
but we got rid of that whole process.
okay. So are we all set with?
I think
the
we
rubbish?
let's see how many people we have that are like, yeah, I really, really, really want to use recycling. And revisit that. Because the people that want to recycle, when they see the sign, they know how to reach us. Our email addresses and everything are public.
But if you're implementing it for the first of the year, and I don't know how long it'd take to make those up either.
Typically, places like Vistaprint and those can get them out to you in 7 days.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, Vistaprint's not a good.
No, but
I know
even like,
I know better
like,
label
I
companies.
say the other label company, the one that I'm working with for Brighton Rec, it's like 5 days and they have it to you.
Yes.
I might say,
An idea.
be fluid on your.
Tentatively
Because
aiming for January
January
1st.
first is close,
Yes, it is.
especially with
That's what I was.
Holidays. and-
holidays and all that
Yeah.
crap. You might want
Yeah.
to think February first might be a better,
Whatever, as long
more
as.
realistic.
Goal is January 1st. We'll accept.
Too soon.
I think you'll make it.
I think it is too. As soon as we get that sign started up, attention and if it's a little, like I
The
said.
sign can go up tomorrow.
Might be a little difficult the first month or two, but everybody will get used to it down the road. So if we have a little flaw,
Well, it's
people,
gonna be, and let's worry about it when it happens.
yeah, exactly. That's when it's,
All right,
take care of it.
go on.
Any other business?
I don't have
Any other-
anything that falls
okay,
under
so
other
I
business.
have-
What's that?
No,
Not until he gives us. the
No,
email.
You can do it. It's part of his.
so we received a petition. Let me put my glasses on again. Under whatever, shall the town of Brighton rescind the town manager form of governments in accordance with the provisions of chapter 37 of title 24, 1241 of the Vermont status. Yeah, statutes, I'm sorry, status. Oh, and then Article 2 was, shall the town of Brighton, Vermont Select Board appoint a town administrator in accordance with the provisions of VSA 24 of the Vermont statutes. Okay, so, spoke to the lawyer about this. The first one is legal. We can accept the first article, which is the one I can do it over if you want. Rescind the town manager, form of governance. The second is kind of redundant as we already have an administrator. And the voters do not have the authority to appoint or direct the select board to appoint a town administrator. So in other words, this is fine with Article 1, but not Article 2.
Okay.
Okay. So this, we can have a special meeting or we can have it at regular town meeting,
The town meeting.
which I think would be.
I say by the time we warn this
Yeah, and
through
everything,
everything, we're gonna be
we might-
right up against
that's
the
right.
town meeting anyway.
Just add it as an article to the.
Right. So, yeah,
To the warrant. Article to the warrant.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, yes. And
He has to vote the next day anyway, so.
what's that?
It has,
No,
it
Don't
will
they
have to
vote on
be, it will have to be a before vote,
Yeah.
because that's how town manager was added. It has to be taken out the same way
I see,
it was added. So see, at the floor vote, it will not be an Australian ballot,
I see, okay.
right.
because it was not put in by an Australian ballot.
I see.
And so also, if this gets rescinded, if it goes, and the town will be on the hook to pay the town manager for 2.5 years' salary, because the contract is for 5 years. So just so you know.
And what is that amount? Do we know?
So it was 83,000 starting, and then it was whatever the increase was that every employee received thereafter, and that is in the contract. So right now it's 86,320, and then whatever the board approves for all employees for this year.
But not the benefits and all of the added stuff, just the base salary is what we're responsible for.
No, we would probably also have to pay out pension immediately for that time period as well as anything that's already been done.
All part of his compensation.
Yeah.
Are we sure on that or we?
Can we get a copy of the contract?
Yep.
Please.
Yeah, because this is, I mean, this is,
I thought you said if Noah was to step down or whatever, that he would be the town administrator, that he was staying anyway.
It's, and that's would
up to the
be, that
select-
would be up between the select board and him, if they wanted to do that. I mean, they could, the select board
Who wants to see
could
this?
change his position.
Can I make more
But
copies?
can't
of this?
Change his
Change his
pay,
salary.
he gets the same pay, he gets the same benefits, he
No.
gets everything the same. If he's no longer town manager, you make him a town administrator, but everything stays the same. The only thing is he wouldn't have the title town manager. So
But if he just, if that happened and we're still paying him, and he doesn't have his town administrator job, he can go back home then, right?
Yeah, we have
we
to
have to
pay
pay
him out.
him
It's
out
contract.
for 2.5
We have to
years.
pay him
He
out.
doesn't have to stay here if you don't give him
No.
another job.
Nope.
He can just go home.
That's
Right.
It'd almost be better to get another job. And pay him for the rest of the contract.
Otherwise, this wouldn't keep him waiting.
That could very well happen.
So.
Yes.
If you're going to delay that, if you're going to have
So I
a town
think
meeting, you
this
should
is
make a
visible
motion
if
to
you
have
come
the
up here.
vote
I'm
at
not sure
town
if we
meeting.
can let that out of. the-
Okay, can we have a motion?
Um,
Let it out of.
We gotta let
I don't know if this can leave.
No.
Public document, like,
It is.
Okay. I just didn't know if it could or
So
not.
do we want a motion to bring
Jean?
this? Yeah,
Before you do the motion, there was a lot of crosstalk, so for the minutes, I need Joel's comment again and
Oh,
the
okay, I'm
gentleman
sorry.
from the Chronicle.
Oh,
I was just asking what prompted the petition.
we don't
Yeah,
know.
voter-
We don't know.
Voters brought it up.
One crazy person.
No. And say, I didn't, it's the first I've seen it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't know
Well, I
about
guess
it. So
it is kind of interesting or to me, if you have one person doing that versus, 150, that implies a lot, I would.
what's that? What do you mean?
I'm not
in
following
terms
what
of
you're
that-
saying.
Well, what I'm saying is in terms of the petition or
Mhm.
to eliminate the position,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's significant, the number of people who put that forth.
Oh.
Well,
it's,
okay,
um,
let's,
It, it has to be 5% of the voters, and I think they're right at 5%.
Oh, okay, all right, all
Who voted
right.
in the
Then
last
that's
election.
my lack of knowledge,
So
thank you.
that's.
and it would be
50
something like the
signatures.
planning, the one
Something.
Monday night, the planning board where they had 100 and something
Yeah.
signatures and what, 3 people showed up and
And
One
keeping in
person
mind
spoke.
that signing a petition does not necessarily mean
that you're
that
for.
you're supporting it. You're literally just signing
Mhm,
50 something.
mhm.
Yeah,
What prompted it?
I don't,
You'd have to ask I don't even know who the petitioner was.
I do, and it's the same.
It's also
Kathy
historical.
Nelson.
It's also historical. Every time the town has had 4 town managers, and every time after the town manager, they voted out the town manager form of government. They voted in, they voted out. Don't ask me why.
4
And-
times, right?
Yeah,
And
4 times.
it's kind of sad because we didn't have one for 20 some odd years and there was a lot of stuff that should have been done that did not
Oh,
get done. And
yeah.
that's what.
Either way, we
why
have a
we're in the
petition,
position
now we
that
have.
We are in.
yeah.
Because we did not have anybody overlooking all the departments. And now we do, and the departments are not happy. So that's my take on it.
Well, and I will say, as a previous select board chair, we used to get lots of complaints because we weren't following them around. We weren't watching what everybody was
So
doing.
that would be the other thing.
That would
And
be your job
It's
now.
not your, the
What
thing
he's
is,
doing,
it's not.
we do.
The select board, you guys can't do that.
Mm-mm.
If all 5 of you want to go together and watch the road crew or the town maintenance person, whatever, you can do that. But an individual on the select board cannot go direct the road foreman. They cannot go direct. You don't have that authority.
You'd have to
It
warn a
takes
meeting.
3 of you. You get an individual, every individual on the board does not have any power. It takes the board's decision.
And it has to be warned.
Mhm.
Greg
Has to
can't
be
go down to
3,
see
right?
Andy and say, Andy, I need you to go and do this. That's not allowed. You're
Understand,
not.
yeah, that's
You know, you're
understandable,
not.
yes.
And so that's the problem that town had for all the years that we didn't have a town manager was there was nobody that could do that. And
Mhm.
so,
Everybody did.
you know,
their
everybody kind of did their own thing. And then the voters came and yelled, well, why weren't you watching what they were doing? Well, it's not, I don't have that authority, you
The
know,
town administrator have the
thing.
authority?
No,
No.
it does not.
it does
The
not.
the town administrator does not have that authority in Vermont.
Well, unless a board can give him that authority. I mean, it's
Yes.
not, the town administrator position is, if you were to change it to it, you need to, there's no job description. It's whatever the board decides they want that person to do. They can imbue that person with all their authority if they want, or they can make them a clerk to the board. And the salary should reflect what they do.
So what is it? Our next step, we need to
So
make a
I-
motion to do what?
To put this,
To
article
warn,
on.
to warn a meeting.
Right, to warn the meeting.
For town meeting.
They need to add it to the annual report, to
Right,
the annual
annual.
meeting. We don't have to warn it in December. We talked to the attorney today.
Oh, okay. But within 60 days, they have to warn a meeting.
We don't have that.
Oh, that's
no.
right. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Would
Sorry.
there be a
Sorry.
form for, like you just delineated how things have changed
Mhm.
to get things done because of having a town manager? How do we get the citizens and the voters to understand that having a manager makes a difference?
Communication,
Yep.
that's our job.
The problem
Okay,
with this,
yeah.
there's a lot of miscommunication.
Yeah, okay.
That's the problem.
And I can tell you, part of it is, it's been tough. The town didn't have a town manager for 20 years.
Hmm.
And so then we have somebody new who, this is his first job as a town manager, and there's bumps.
Yeah,
And
of course, of
it's
course.
rough. The
Mhm.
first 2 years of this job has not been easy. I
Mm.
mean, it's a tough job to do, especially in a town that is very headstrong and has never had somebody doing that. I think over time, if the town would just let it play out, let everybody work through getting used to the town manager, I think it would work better in the long run. But it's gonna take time, and people want instant gratification. It's hard to convince people that there is no instance. There's just years of nothing.
Neglect.
And you can, well, exactly. You can't expect him to come in after 20 some odd years and wow, fix it all in 2 years. It's not gonna happen.
And we've run into, the lack of that kind of direction, somebody, we have wastewater treatment plant that's, 40 years old. We have water treatment plants that are 40 years old. And nobody bothered to plan for their replacements. And we have 100-year-old water line down the middle of Cross Street. That's a ticking time bomb that we have to work on. So we have all of those. I don't know how, if we get rid of this form of government, I'm not sure how you're gonna get that done.
Right.
I mean, it's just a massive lift right now.
Yeah, I just think of the everyday person who can come into my office, have a conversation with me, and 9 times out of 10 walk away with what they're looking for, or at least an answer to something. That happens with about every board I can think of that has come and talked to me, whether it's Annie from the Planning Commission, or it's Heather from Water and Sewer, or it's I have Pete who was in my office recently. They can just come in and have a chat with me. Instead of, well, how do we do this? Who do I talk to? Let me come to a select board meeting and see if they have the answer, which they may not. And they might have to get back to you, and that might be another 2 weeks. And you can start to see how it's a little longer to get the answer you're looking for.
Okay. Anything else?
Did you make it? Did you?
No,
You need
so we
to
need a
make
motion
to add it to the warning for town. meeting.
I'll make a motion to add the petition to remove the town manager form of government to our annual meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any other business?
Yeah. We have an executive session. Who's going in on that?
It's on.
Yeah, so the question I have is,
Oh,
devil's advocate.
I missed the second page.
It says executive session to talk labor relation agreements with the town manager, Mike, who's an economic and recreation director, and then the town administrator. Why do we need you two? And I'm not,
Because,
because it's
it's
about us.
about him.
You guys owe me an
Remember?
You owe me an answer.
Remember?
I do
Yeah.
remember.
Mhm.
I do remember. I thought.
It's not the
Sorry.
union. The labor relationship word
That's
here
not
is
union.
not a union.
Yes, but I thought we were gonna talk,
We're supposed to have. an
have the
executive meeting.
conversation before we gave you the answer. That-
Okay, so if that's the case, we told him he'd know in 2 weeks. So this is 2 weeks. So he needs to know tonight.
Yeah,
Okay,
but what I'm saying is we need to have that executive session and then out of it, we can
Okay.
tell. them.
all right, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine. We'll go over that.
Same with Joel, right?
Joel, can we call
I don't
you?
think Joel was.
You could, You can call me. I'll
he's
be
on
right
here.
here. If you need me, call
Oh,
me.
he's in here, you mean?
Yeah, he,
because-
he also wants to know, he has the same question.
Take care. Have a good evening.
Right, exactly. He has the same question. That's,
He and Mike both have the
Well,
same
he got-
question.
I'd rather have the town manager here and then us
Okay,
have
bye.
a conversation about those.
I need a
Okay.
motion to go into executive,
I'll make a
please.
motion to go into executive session with the members of the board and the town manager to discuss labor relationships regarding employees.
And I second the motion.
All in favor?
Thank you.